Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been keeping an eye on the NFL landscape lately, you know that things are heating up in the NFC East, and the Giants are right in the middle of it. Sure, the season's only a few weeks old, but the storyline that's emerging is nothing short of sensational. The Giants, after a tough start, are facing some serious questions, especially at the quarterback position. And what just happened could shake up everything we thought we knew about the division and maybe even the entire conference. So, stick with me as we unpack this whole situation, because it's not just about a bad game or a rough patch, it's about potential seismic shifts that could redefine the Giants' future. Recently, the Giants suffered a close defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. It was a game that many had hoped would see New York pull off an upset, especially considering how competitive they looked for most of the match. The game was tight, filled with tension, and it looked like the Giants might just squeak out a win at times. But, as so often happens in the NFL, key mistakes and moments of misfortune turned the tide against them. And at the center of those mistakes was Russell Wilson, the veteran quarterback who's now a member of the Giants. Yes, Wilson's performance in that game was a microcosm of his recent struggles. He showed the same issues that have haunted him all season, those costly overthrows in the end zone, where it seemed like he was just slightly off, missing open receivers or throwing just a bit too high or wide. It's painful to watch, especially when you know how talented Wilson can be. But in this game, those errors weren't just annoying, they were decisive. 2 interceptions, in particular, sealed the Giants' fate. One of those picks came at a crucial moment in the game, halting a promising drive and giving the Chiefs a boost they desperately needed. It's tough to blame just Wilson, but the reality is that his struggles are now undeniable, and they're casting a shadow over the Giants' season. Now, I want to pause here for a second. Pause here, just for a second. If you want, the YouTube algorithm, to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Because of these struggles, many fans and analysts are starting to ask the big question: should the Giants consider a quarterback change? It's not just about one game or even this season, it's about the long-term future of this franchise. Brian Daboll, the head coach, is under pressure. His job is on the line, and he needs to find a way to turn things around. Some are even saying that Daboll should consider starting Jackson Dart, the young quarterback with potential, rather than sticking with Wilson through this rough patch. It's a bold move, but sometimes, in the NFL, you have to make tough decisions to save your season and your career. If that change happens, and if Daboll decides to bench Wilson, then the question becomes, where does Wilson go from here? Does he accept a backup role? Or does he look for a fresh start elsewhere? And that's where the story gets even more interesting, because a new team might be looking to make a move and potentially take a chance on Wilson. One team that's reportedly been eyeing quarterback options and could be in the market for someone with Wilson's experience is the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are in a bit of a crisis right now. They're sitting at 0-3, and the pressure on head coach Mike McDaniel is mounting. The season is slipping away fast, and the team needs to find answers quickly. The biggest issue? Their quarterback situation. Tua Tagovailoa, who many thought would be the franchise's savior, hasn't looked like himself early on. There have been inconsistencies, and it's clear that the Dolphins' offensive scheme isn't firing on all cylinders. That's putting McDaniel's job in jeopardy because, as we all know, in the NFL, if the quarterback isn't performing, the entire offense suffers, and the head coach gets the heat. Now, here's where it gets really intriguing. Rumors are swirling that the Dolphins might be considering a bold move, trading for Russell Wilson. Yes, Wilson. The same Wilson who has struggled mightily this season with the Giants but still possesses the talent and experience to be a difference maker. The idea is that Wilson, if given the right environment and system, could return to his Pro Bowl form and provide the kind of leadership and arm talent that could elevate the Dolphins' offense. With Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, two of the most dynamic receivers in the league, Wilson's passing ability and agility outside the pocket could unlock a new level for Miami. This move makes sense from a strategic standpoint. The Dolphins need a spark, and if Wilson is available, he could be the veteran presence that helps stabilize the offense. Yes, he's been inconsistent, but sometimes, a change of scenery and a fresh start can do wonders for a quarterback's confidence and performance. Plus, Wilson's ability to extend plays and make throws on the run could complement Miami's high-speed offense perfectly. It's a gamble, but in the NFL, it's often those risks that define seasons. And if McDaniel pulls the trigger, it could be his last-ditch effort to save his job while giving Wilson a chance to revive his career in a system that suits him better. Of course, in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed. The Giants might be looking at this situation and contemplating their own moves. Wilson is a veteran with a lot of experience, and even if he's faltering now, he's still a player who can turn it around with the right team and coaching staff. The Giants might see that as an opportunity to get something valuable in return if they decide to trade him. Now, they're probably weighing whether they want to stick with him or explore other options, especially since the season is still young, and there's a lot of football left to play. From the Giants' perspective, it's a tricky situation. They need to evaluate whether Wilson's struggles are just a phase or part of a longer-term decline. If they think he can bounce back, they might hold on to him, especially considering his experience and leadership qualities. But if they're convinced that a change is necessary for the team's future, they could look to make a trade, possibly with the Dolphins or another team interested in a veteran quarterback. It's a delicate balancing act because, in the NFL, timing is everything. You don't want to make a move too early or too late. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Giants, despite their rocky start, still have a lot of talent and a coaching staff that's shown resilience and innovation. Brian Daboll has a proven track record of turning teams around, and he's known for his offensive creativity. But he's also under pressure to deliver results now. The quarterback position, as we saw in this game, can make or break a season. If the Giants want to make a real push, they might need to shake things up at the most critical position. And if that means trading away Wilson, then so be it. But they'll have to weigh whether the potential upside outweighs the risks of disrupting team chemistry or losing a veteran leader. Meanwhile, Wilson himself is at a crossroads. If he's traded to the Dolphins or another team, it could be a fresh start and a chance to showcase his talent in a system that fits his style. But if he stays with the Giants, he'll need to find a way to improve quickly, regain confidence, and prove that he can still be a franchise quarterback. The NFL is a league of second chances, and Wilson's story is far from over. He's still got the talent, and with the right circumstances, he could turn things around sooner rather than later. As fans of the Giants, it's natural to feel a mix of frustration and hope right now. We've seen the team show flashes of brilliance, but consistency has been an issue. The quarterback position is under the microscope more than ever, and every game, every drive, every throw seems to carry even more weight. The potential move to bring in someone like Wilson or to replace him with a younger quarterback like Jackson Dart is not just about winning this season but about setting the foundation for the future. The Giants have a talented roster, a solid defense, and an offense that, if functioning properly, can be dangerous. But the key piece, the quarterback, is where everything hinges. So, as we look ahead, we have to consider what's next for the Giants. Will they stick with Wilson and try to ride out this rough patch? Or will they pull the trigger on a trade that could reshape their season and perhaps even their franchise's trajectory? And what about Wilson? Will he get a fresh start with the Dolphins or another team, or will he need to reprove himself in New York? The NFL is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so exciting. One thing is clear, though, we're in for a wild ride, and the Giants are right in the middle of it. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.